My name is Tim Halonen, and in July's Masterclass, we're going to be going over part number inventory management. The key items that we're going to be going over is just an overview of part number inventory, make to stock work orders, fulfill from stock work orders. We'll have a Q&A session at the end. Feel free to drop any questions in the chat as we go. So jumping into the Steelhead domain here, we can go into inventory types. In inventory, we have inventory types and inventory items. Inventory items are going to be specific tapes, paints, powders, part numbers, and our inventory types really just groups those. So scrolling down, we'll be jumping into our inventory type part number. From here, we're able to add in our inventory items. So we'll hit the add item. Now we can select a existing part number if we'd like to track the inventory of that, or we can create a new part number if we'd like. So we can build out a process. We can select the source operation if need be, depending on the usage. And at the bottom here, one of the main points I'm just going to go over is if it's purchasable or not. So a purchasable item would be a nut or a bolt that you'd purchase from a vendor, or a part number that you'd purchase from a vendor. But if it's not purchasable, that means that you're creating this part number here. And now we have a low stock alert. So if it's below quantity 10 here, or whatever quantity is desired, it will ping you guys to if we need to order more or create more. So from here, we can hit save. And now I created an inventory item for this part number. A couple things that we can see here is what stock we have on hand, demand, projected stock, and then alert threshold. So projected stock is going to be what's on hand minus demand. If it is a purchasable item, it's going to be what's on hand, what's on order, or what's on hand plus what's on order minus what's on demand here. So from this inventory item, if it is purchasable, we can create a purchase order from it. And now we can see this PO is in draft, but we can see that 100 of these, or we have an order for 100 here. We can move it, send the PO out and receive that in. That will move it from PO draft into on order. Once we receive it, it will be on hand. A couple more features that we have here for inventory. It's going to be low inventory control. So we can include the projected demand. We can see if we need to create or purchase any more items here. So that's a brief overview of part number inventory management, seeing what's on demand, or how to create a part number inventory, how to see what's on demand, how to make it purchasable, or if it needs to be created. So next, we're going to be going over how to make the stock orders and then also how to fulfill from stock orders. So I'm just going to come in here and create a sales order. And this is going to be, or let me jump back here for a second. When we're creating a sales order, we can change it to make to order. This means the parts are going to get shipped out. Make to stock, they're going to get moved into stock, or then we can fulfill from stock. We're going to be pulling out of stock and then most likely shipping and invoicing from there. So I can change this to make to stock. Now I can add in my parts. We can select a process. And then we can create this work order. So production is going to process these parts. They might be casting, cutting, fabrication, whatever the process is, but eventually they will complete them. And once they hit the complete parts, they will move the parts into inventory. This is where we can assign a name, description, and then also assign it a location. So this work order is completed. I move these to stock. Jumping back to the work order, we can change the sales order here. I will just change it to fulfill from stock. And I'm going to be pulling these parts back out and then just assigning them a shipping and invoicing process. So now changing the sales order to fulfill from stock. Again, we could create another purchase order, change it to fulfill to stock or from stock, and then grab the part numbers that we just completed. But for this demo, I'll just run the same sales order. And now we can see that we have inventory parts, MC test 200. We can add these parts to the order. We can change the quantity if we'd like. Do continue here. I'm just going to turn off update defaults and then change this to a shipping and invoicing process. And now I pulled those parts from stock, and now we can ship and invoice for those parts. So a pretty brief overview. And again, different industries are going to be using this a little bit different here. We could take a quick look at kind of the bomb assembly, where this is just a table demo. We have 4 legs, 1 tabletop. We can change, let's say that we order this tabletop here. Jump back to this tree. Now we can see that on order, the free stock on order, how much we need, free stock on hand up here too. So there's many different use cases of this part number inventory. So that's gonna conclude the demo there. Feel free if you have any questions in the chat, feel free to type them out and we'll respond to those.